Welcome back to the Isaac Abrams Show, everybody. You can see how funny I am based on how hard Rob's laughing right now. Today's very special guest, comedian, writer, producer, actor, and now philanthropist, Rob Smallwood. Welcome to the show, Rob.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
It's very exciting.
Yes, it is exciting. In this episode, we figured out where aliens came from.
Yeah.
We broke down a little bit of how to become a famous comedian. We discussed a lot of stuff I don't want to say in the intro, but it's we get political at the end for God. We get political for Jesus. And if you like Jesus, then you're gonna love Rob Smallwood. Smallwood.
They're gonna hate me so much after this.
Yeah. Stick around to the very end where we reveal that all black people have tails.
Yeah, that's something I learned recently.
I had no idea. It's crazy. Rob, thanks for being here.
No,
you can find Rob at the Rob Smallwood on Instagram. We're blowing up the Instagram, and enjoy the episode, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I snap sometimes, and that's when the music starts. But then I got a false snap. Right now, me and you, with the level of knowing each other that we know, the power goes out in this room.
Yeah.
The power goes out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's a buddy cop movie of survival.
I love stuff like this.
Where are we going? Like right now, power's out everywhere. It's me and you who we know each other for 45 minutes now.
Yeah.
Plus 15 minutes at a bar 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Where do we go right now? Okay. We got to get out of the building first, right?
All right, we got to get out of the building. We need to get to, what kind of vehicle you drive?
A tank. I have a tank.
You have a tank?
No, I have a VW Tiguan.
Okay, what is that?
It's a kind of a crossover SUV. It's like,
okay,
yeah.
We're taking that.
All right.
We are going to get to a surplus store.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Before anybody else.
Yeah. That's the first thing. That's water. That's cantinas. It's backpacks. That's first aid kits. Anything of that nature. The next thing is going to be a little tricky. We are going to our armory store. Okay, so we're getting guns, handguns, anything. Getting enough ammo for between the both of us. You have any loved ones in LA that you need to get out or need to get to?
Just one.
Okay, I just have one, so we need to just get to those people where we can, if we can. If it's like bad.
It's bad.
Bad.
Like there's traffic's jammed, right? So I'm thinking we have to hop on a scooter. And I don't scoot. I'm not a scooter.
I think the scooter is a bad choice because now it's like, well, the power went out.
But the scooter still has batteries for a little bit.
It does, but
you can't get anywhere in the car. All the traffic lights are out.
But this is why I asked what kind of vehicle you have. You can cross terrain. You can be like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna hop this curb. I'm gonna cut through this yard. That's the energy I'm on. Okay. Right?
Do we steal a better car? Do we find a Jeep?
Yeah. I could do that.
Because if we get to where my girlfriend lives, she has a Jeep.
Okay.
So if we could that's why I'm saying scoot.
Yeah.
Scoot to the supplies.
I like that.
Scoot to the guns. Use the guns for the supplies.
But that's also like, you need somewhere to house it, which is why you need the vehicle. You get what I'm saying?
But if it's more than fits on your back, what are you going to be doing with it anyway?
Well, you're preparing for we're talking a 4 group, right?
Yeah.
So we need to get enough for everybody to survive. That's it.
We've known each other for 45 minutes. We've decided to ride out the apocalypse together.
That's what I'm saying.
That's definitely a movie premise because you just buy that shit in a movie. You're like, oh, well, naturally it happened when they were together. So they have to stick together.
That's what makes sense.
Yeah, because I know you're not a zombie.
No.
And you know I'm not a zombie.
Exactly. You know, I know what's in front of me. And that's all the apocalypse is like, I only know what's right in front of me right now. And we watched some crazy shit when we stepped out these doors.
Yeah.
And we've fought for each other. Yeah. Now we're into this together. Right.
Yeah.
So
and we're arguing about scooters versus Tiguans. Scooter, Tiguan,
Oh. It's like, we could put the scooter in the Tiguan. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
oh,
you see what I'm talking about?
See, now you're surviving.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
do you have any real life survival preparations?
I grew up with guns. Grew up with camping and backpacking.
When you said Maryland, I was like,
yeah. So, yes, I have some of those skills. Learn how to hunt as a kid.
Yeah.
learn how to skin deers and stuff like that.
But do you like how long could if you were in your apartment when the apocalypse happens? How long are you staying in your apartment?
I'm not staying in my apartment.
You got a go bag.
I have a go bag. I have go things.
You're way more prepared than I thought.
Yeah, because I'm also on the bottom floor.
Okay,
you get what I'm saying? So it's like shit pops off. My place is the first thing they're gonna ransack.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I gotta go.
Yeah. I'm on the 3rd floor.
You're on the 3rd floor.
So I can survive a tsunami.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
And the building has its own like gates and locks. So
Okay,
and the elevator's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So you got to get through 2 layers of security before you can get to my front door.
That's fair.
But I don't know how. I mean, the toilet's not gonna flush. So
yeah. So that's the other thing is like I'm doing all the backpacking, everything, getting all that supplies just so we can get to a boat. We get to the marina.
Steal a boat. Yeah.
We get to an island. We're good.
Yeah.
You got fish. You got natural plants, whatever, fruits, vegetables, whatever. We can grab seeds if we want.
Yeah.
We're good.
You going to Catalina? What island are you going to?
Not Catalina. There's too many people that live there already.
Yeah.
I'm talking like, I don't know. You make it to Hawaii, maybe. Or you make it to...
Do you know how to sail?
No.
You got to figure it out.
You get a motorboat or you figure it out. Either way.
Wow.
You get to one of those islands.
It's 2 weeks to sail to Hawaii.
Guess what we're doing?
And how many days do you think it takes you to learn how to sail? Do you think you can even get out of the marina?
I could get out of the marina, yes.
During a tsunami?
No. If I had if it's a motorized boat, I'd say yes.
All sailboats have a little 5 horsepower.
Okay.
Just to putt.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take tsunami out of it because that's too hard of a modifier.
Yeah.
So we're learning how to sail during the apocalypse in a stolen boat.
Yep.
To go to Hawaii.
Yeah. Hawaii or whatever chain island. I mean, for us, it would be Hawaii. If we were on the East Coast, it'd be like those Caribbean islands, which would be better for survival, if I'm being honest. But,
Do you think you'd be more well received in Hawaii? I think Hawaii, they're going to line the coastline with no new friends.
I think people on the island of Hawaii are more receiving. I don't think they're going to let planes come in, but I think if they see 4 people struggling on the boat, barely surviving, they'll be like, all right.
That's true. I think if you would be a valuable asset to the community if you can survive in a boat for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Plus, they have a surplus of not only frogs, but pork, pigs, feral pigs,
right?
Which you're not supposed to eat according to the Bible. But I eat bacon all the time.
Yeah.
So, are you religious?
No. I went through it. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I've seen too much shit. You know, like it's like, do I think there's a higher power? Yes. Do I think the high power I believe in is the one that everybody should believe in? No. I can't subscribe to a religion that's like, I'm your only God. Like, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. There's also too much history and explaining away half of what the Bible is.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, it's kind of hard to, yeah, I'm a Christian. It's like, that doesn't really make sense. You're a made up, this is going to sound crazy, but it's the truth. We are just as made up and as crazy as Scientology. The only thing that makes Christianity more viable is that it's an older religion. That's it. Honestly, it happened the same fucking way. Somewhere, someone was like, no, this Jesus dude, he's now the guy.
Right. Or if you're Mormon, it's like the Mormon guy.
Exactly.
And then when you die, you get to be the god of a planet.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So same thing with this guy that was like, no, it's Ron in the fucking office chair.
Right.
It's that guy. Follow him. You get him? So it's the same thing. I don't know. I just feel like
my only thing about religion is at least for the Old Testament, the flood story repeats itself historically in 7 different continents.
Yes.
That's the only like
yeah.
There's a different version of it. It's not in the Bible, but it's like a different historical representation in China and then in Russia.
And that's what I'm saying. The fact that you have all these older religions that these things have happened, I believe those. I don't know if I necessarily am buying into like the whole Christianity aspect of it.
Right.
So that's it. That's why I just choose to just know there's a higher power, know that there's things working in my favor. There's also things that aren't working in my favor. And I have to choose how I'm going to navigate that space.
Like being a Ravens fan.
Yeah. Like being a Ravens fan. Well, who's your team?
I don't do sports.
Oh, you don't do sports?
No, I just wanted to shit on you.
I thought you were about to be like, I'm a Steelers fan. I was like, this is about to get very interesting.
No. I don't know if they're better or worse. I think they're worse.
They are right now. Well, here's the thing. This is all you need to know about sports is you can lose on any given Sunday. Mm-hmm. You just can. And that's just, sports is so synonymous to comedy, like just how I look at the landscape. You could be prepared. You could fucking practice all fucking week, and come game day, you could shit yourself and it could ruin everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it could just happen. It could just happen that way.
Yeah.
And that's what makes, to me, that's what makes sports so beautiful, and why I love comedy is because you could do everything in your power to make sure everything goes great, but you don't have control over that last 5%.
Yeah. But at least with comedy, it's up to the crowd. Like if sports was up to who was cheering loud.
Oh, yeah. But kind of is, right? You know, you miss a play or you miss a touchdown.
Everybody's booing you.
Everyone's booing you. The quarterback's like, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. He starts to regress during the game. Now he's not making the passes and the reads he needs to be making. Running back fumbles the ball. He's now questioning if he's even good or if he can stay on the field. The coach is now questioning him. The coach is now losing fucking 21-7. He's like, am I even good? Do I know what I'm doing anymore? He's been doing it for years.
Right.
And now he's questioning himself. Crowd controls a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Crowd controls a lot. Another reason why I don't want to watch sports. Have you ever coached?
No. Part of me thinks my getaway plan, like when I'm done retiring, I would be like a high school coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass 20 years from now, but I like kids. I just
I'm gonna clip that shit.
I like kids. I like
them little, I like them big, I like the fat ones, I like the skinny ones, I like the ones with the glasses.
I like seeing kids evolve. I like seeing them like learn. You teach them something and then they're like, oh, this can apply to my life everywhere. I'm gonna go do that. I just like seeing that, and I feel like if I don't have kids, I want to be in a place where I can, like, I don't know, that would be my way to make the world better.
Yeah.
That's my end. I don't know. I'm not fucking going with Greenpeace. I'm not telling you to don't cut down trees.
You should cut down trees.
You should. I think there's a lot of trees out there.
Too many trees.
So many fucking trees.
Yeah.
I just don't feel passionate about anything else. But little humans, I'm just like, fuck. They didn't ask for this.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Someone just got hopped up one night and nutted too deeply, and now they're here.
Yeah. Do you ever think when you're walking through the mall and you see all those people, you're like, everybody here is because two other people smashed. Mm-hmm. Smash.
Every single time.
There's so many people.
So many people
are fucking.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Too many people are having babies.
Yep.
And it's the wrong people.
That's my point. So it's like, if I can affect the ones that are like, my parents are fuck ups, like they're horrible people. If I could just do that as a coach, I could die happy.
Yeah. Plus, you get to yell at kids.
Yeah. Because every kid needs to be yelled at.
I mean, I got yelled at.
Yeah. It helps.
And look at me now. I'm delusional. I'm a celebrity on YouTube.
Listen, delusion is
the key to happiness.
Is key to success.
True.
I keep seeing these quotes, but you're only delusional until it works.
That's right. Everybody thinks you're crazy until it pays off.
As soon as it pays
Mr. B
off.
said that. Gary V said that. Like everybody's like, you're gonna lose all your friends.
Yep.
You're gonna be really lonely, and everybody's gonna think you're fucking crazy until it clicks, and then everybody's gonna want to be your friend.
Yep. It's insane.
I'm gonna have 2 middle fingers in the air, unless you were a guest on my podcast or related to me in some way.
Yeah.
When I pop, everyone else can fuck off.
It's so funny. I've been battling some of that as of lately. You know, I've started getting some attention from the store, and getting attention across the board, like just things are moving in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people that were adamantly like, no, you're not it. And I'll let you know when you're funny or blah, blah, blah. And I had to sit with this. Like I got a good friend of mine that is like, he's the type of person that's like, no, I'm going to be petty. We're going to celebrate the good things that are happening, but I'm a damn sure be on top of the table being like, fuck you guys.
I'm Richard Petty. I'm Tom Petty.
All of it.
Yep.
And I have taken the stance of like, I want to be a person of humility because, again, Hollywood is undefeated. And I'd rather be the person that was loving and caring on the way up. So on the way down, people are like, you know what? He is a good dude.
Oh, publicly?
Yeah.
I'm going to be all smiles. But on the red carpet, I'm going to pat your back and be like, you know, you were always a piece of shit to me, right? Yeah. I'm never going to do anything for you or your career. Yeah, no. Yeah, keep smiling. Yeah. You know that movie I got coming out? Yeah, I can decide who's in it. It's not you. I can't wait.
That's great.
I can't wait.
That's so
Which
funny.
probably means it's not going to happen for me. Never going to happen.
I don't know, because there's some people that I see that are just like really mean, like really nasty people.
Yeah.
And they're crushing. But I feel like that comes down to, you know, you reach some of these moments where it's like, all right, we want your idea, but we want your idea without the person you did it with. Right? And it takes those people, those ones that I'm talking about, to be like, oh yeah, fuck it. And then they're off. They take off.
Yeah. I can't personally think of anybody in the comedy world that's mean on a headliner level.
Yeah.
I think open micing and featuring beat the mean out of you. And whatever that process is, by the time you have an hour and you can headline for people that you sell tickets to,
Yeah.
there's no mean left.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could be wrong. When we cut, I definitely want to know who you're talking about.
I don't think I have like, no, I probably do. I probably have stories, but
It's the people outside of comedy or the people that haven't gotten where they want to go yet.
that's it. It's more people I'm noticing that they feel like they're not getting the recognition that they deserve. But then when you ask them like what they're doing and the work isn't matching what they imagine their life should be,
Yeah.
you're kind of like,
That's called entitlement.
yeah.
Right.
So there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in LA. I will say.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much of that in spades. I feel like,
The haterade is real for the unsuccessful people.
yes.
But the successful people are like, we'll welcome you into this club when you get here on your own.
That.
It's like they're all standing at the top of the hill and they're clapping for you.
Yeah.
They're like, once you get up here, you can be part of us.
Yeah.
And some of them will give you a hand up.
Yeah.
They'll let you feature, let you open for them. But they're not just going to be like, oh, you have 2 followers? Come on my mega podcast.
Yeah.
Like there's, you know, Joe Rogan's not calling me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, wait.
it's an above 0% chance, but it's very close to 0% chance that Joe Rogan's going to call me on a Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's crazy? People talk about the whole Joe Rogan thing and the train or whatever, but he has literally just plucked people from obscurity. And he doesn't have to do it. That's the other thing. Out of all the shit talking, what people don't realize is like, he honestly doesn't have to do it.
No, he could leave now forever.
Forever. The fact that he's sticking around and just being like, this is my taste. This is what I like. I'm not saying everybody else has to like it.
Right.
I'm just saying this is my taste and it's what I like.
Yeah, this is me doing my thing. And the people that like what I do and what I'm into, come on and hang out with me.
Yeah.
And those of you you don't have to tune in.
Yes. And that, I feel like when you come from a place of like, I fucking hate Joe Rogan, I hate blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's not for you.
Right.
The product's not for you.
Hating somebody that you're not going to listen to is only going to eat up you.
Exactly.
Like, I don't hate the people. Like, I don't watch The View, but I don't hate The
them.
View.
Right.
My girlfriend watches The View every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing watching The View? I'm going in the backyard. Like, I don't. But I'm not going to hate my girlfriend for watching The View. So the Trump assassination, is it faked?
Okay. There's 2 sides to this. One, I would be giving him way too much credit to be that smart of a human being to fabricate something like that.
Right.
But he's also a big enough piece of shit to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like his talent is understanding that he can unearth the worst people on the planet and like get them to think his way.
Yep.
Just by the simple him opening his mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it could be, it wouldn't, if it came out 20 years from now, like a Netflix documentary about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and it was fake, I would not be surprised.
Right. It's like when we found out the aliens were real and nobody even looked up from their
100% is that's what that would be to me.
So here are the things that I find weird about it.
I'm very interested.
Because I'm all over TikTok on this.
Yeah.
It's the first appearance of his that CNN live broadcast.
Yeah.
In history. CNN.
Yeah.
Live broadcasting Trump, that's not really a CNN thing.
It's not.
There's the shooter, right? He was in that commercial, BlackRock. He was in a BlackRock commercial.
I didn't know that.
The building's owned by BlackRock.
Get out of here.
He's a registered Republican. And check this out. The song that Donald Trump played at the end. So apparently Donald, he loves to control the music.
Yeah.
He's a big playlist guy.
Give me the aux.
He wants the cable.
Okay.
Yeah. Make America aux again. He played a song at the end of the Republican National Convention when he accepted the nomination and gave it the longest speech in history.
Yeah.
It was an orchestrated piece that is at the end of a movie. The movie is about the president getting assassinated and the president finding out and killing all the people that were in charge of his assassination attempt.
That's a lot.
And the Secret Service protocol when it comes to assassination attempts is to smother, push, and divert, right? So those aren't the right words, but there's a 3-term for it. Yeah. They let him up.
They did.
Yeah.
And that's when I feel, okay, there was a shot where he was looking to his left, and when you play it back, the look looks staged. It looks staged.
Yeah.
And then the touch of the ear, and it's like, well, is that when he put on the...
Yeah, smeared it on.
Yeah.
But is he smart enough to like break the capsule?
That's what I'm...
Yeah, because when we do it in movies, it's in your mouth.
Right.
And you bite on it and now your mouth's bleeding.
Exactly.
But did he do that?
And that's what I'm saying. But then it's like, there was pictures of him after the shooting going golfing, and he had no bandages on.
No.
So there was that. But then he shows up to the convention with this huge ass thing on his ear, and it's like...
Here's another thing. I'm a photographer. I know the settings that I would use to shoot a person giving a speech outside. The guy that caught the bullet, you see the bullet, they circled it.
Yeah.
He was at a 1/8,000th of a second shutter speed, which you would only use if you were trying to capture a bullet. Otherwise, you're just like a normal photography setting would be like 1/100th, 1/200th. But he was at 1/8,000th and he just happened to be standing in the right spot.
The other thing about all this is somebody did die. Well, two people, the shooter and the person that caught the bullet that didn't hit Trump. I feel bad about that. Like, that's almost like me being like... But
he was an American hero. He was a firefighter.
Fuck that. Oh, well, yeah, that guy. Yeah, the guy that died.
Right.
But then I'm also thinking, I wasn't there.
Right.
And at this point, was that a real rally?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they saw the shooter for 3 minutes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, was this a real rally? I don't know. I don't know Trump's schedule.
Nope.
I don't. And there's been nobody on the internet that's been able to corroborate whether he was scheduled to be there or not. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Again, 10 years from now, it comes out. I am not going to be surprised.
Right.
And what will be crazy is that if it did come out, there will still be Trumpers who'll be like, that's not real. That's fake news.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it was full on, you could have Donald Trump saying it was fake and they'd still be like,
no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was real.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the biggest tragedy to me. The biggest tragedy of the whole thing is that Tenacious D broke up. Did you see that? I
didn't know they broke up.
On stage.
I saw.
Yeah. Jack Black is bringing Kyle Gass a cake. He goes, make a wish. And Kyle Gass goes, I wish that they don't miss next time. And I was talking about this with another buddy. I was like, why would you break the band up? Why do we have to not get to see Tenacious D? And he made a good point. Jack Black's connected to all that Disney money.
Yes.
He wants to be in Jumanji 3.
Yeah.
He has to publicly shame
Kyle.
But like, what happened to forgiveness? Why can't Kyle be like, that was in poor taste?
I feel like Hollywood does a very good job of, if we can push blame onto the right person at the right time, we can shun them. We can bring them back way later if we want, if we so choose. But Hollywood's undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the machine. That is the nature of the business.
Yeah. But for as unorganized as the whole Hollywood system is, there are certain things that move with complete fluidity.
Exactly.
All the time.
All the time.
And it's the suits. It's the suits, the agents, and the like studio presidents that for some reason, the little...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Jews.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Why did that TV go off?
I don't know.
I got to turn that on.
It just that's, to be honest with you, seeing the trailer for that movie, then this happening with Trump, that's what triggered me to be like, I don't know if this is real.
Nothing's real.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know whatever is on my television at this point, I don't know if it's real. Right. I don't know if the news is real. I don't know if the information I'm getting is real. I forgot who made this quote, but we're in the age of disinformation.
Yes.
Right? Like before it was like telling the truth and seek truthers and blah, 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 blah. And then social media happened. And now it's like, we can just spread disinformation.
Yeah.
And you won't know what's true or not.
Or newspapers can publish something that they know is false.
Yeah.
And then just print a retraction
later.
A couple days later.
Right.
And it's working.
It is
People
working.
are buying this bullshit.
Yeah.
But I think it's not like people in big cities.
No. And here's an example. I'm from Baltimore. There's a town outside of Baltimore called Tawny Town. It's like in there's Baltimore County, Carroll County, whatever.
Yeah, that's where Magoobies is.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a shooting.
Magoobies is a club. Sorry.
Yeah.
Have you played Magoobies?
Yes, that's where I started.
Sick. That owner's a dickhead.
I am so glad you agree, because he is.
And he heard me say that in the green room because it's connected to the office.
Yes.
Sorry about the side tangent.
But he also listens through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get back to him.
He looks like a Despicable Me villain. He actually
100%.
looks like Gru. That's who he looks like.
Yeah.
Gru was inspired by him.
Oh, yeah. I got.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
Did a whole weekend there.
There was a shooting. It was a couple, and it was two guys. I won't bring in the race yet. I'm just going to let you figure this story out. So this couple was at a cookout, a barbecue or whatever. They were drunk. One of them went home. The other one was driving. They get on the road. They get in this road rage incident with these two guys that are in the car. So they're speeding in front of another, cutting each other off, slamming on the brakes, going back and forth. Eventually, the guy that was part of the couple gets in front, slams on the brake. The guys in the car run in the back of him. You're supposed to stop, pull over, trade information. This guy takes off. So they follow him. They follow him into a neighborhood. This guy, in the point where he's in the neighborhood, calls his wife to let him know what's about to happen. He gets out of the car, starts fighting the two dudes. The wife shows up with the kids in the car and a gun.
Nope.
So while they're fighting, she pulls the gun on the two gentlemen that are beating up her husband or fiance or whatever. And these two gentlemen, they're brothers. One of the brothers goes over, tries to wrestle away the gun from the woman. Woman shoots him in the leg. He knocks her out. He then pulls the gun, shoots at the guy, accidentally hits his brother.
Of course.
So the brother gets shot in the hand. He pulls away, but then he draws back up and then shoots the man, kills him on the spot.
In front of his wife.
In front of his wife.
And kids. Wow.
Now, the brother that did the shooting, killed the guy, is being charged with murder 1 into murder 2. It's going to drop down to murder 2. The woman that showed up with the weapon will be getting charged, but she's in the hospital. You know, her husband just died. They didn't charge her yet. But they're going to charge her with assault with a deadly weapon, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, the issue is that all of this got leaked to this small town, and now it's turned into this full-on race war. The two gentlemen were black. The husband or the fiance or whatever, the girlfriend, the guy or whatever, they were white. Both of them had license to carry. And now the whole narrative is that like they're going to charge the black people and they're not going to charge the white woman.
Well, yeah.
And
this is America.
Right.
What are you talking about?
And
look at the surprise on my face.
Right. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of the whole disinformation thing, right? We're in election season. We're 4 months out. Maryland is turning into a battleground state. It used to be blue.
Right.
Now it's turning into a battleground state. What better way to charge things up, to leak this information into the news, right? You're charging these black men, but you're not going to charge the woman that showed up with the gun, which isn't the truth at all. That's not what was going on behind closed doors, right? And now there's this war. Now there's this thing. And now it's like, all right, when I go to the polls, I'm going to remember this. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like everything is geared up to make people fight one another. It's
there's no unity anymore.
No, none.
And like, let's just say, for example, that if you and I disagreed, if you were red and I was blue, or I was blue and you were red, or vice versa, we can't be friends.
That's
Not
what
on
they
the internet.
tell you. Yeah. That's crazy.
And I'm politically indifferent. Like, I think that it doesn't matter which old white dude they put in the office.
Yeah. Whoever's
Whoever's running like big corporations is going to keep dumping money into the Senate to get bills passed to.
Yeah.
And I think that's the attraction to Trump, right?
Yeah.
He's going to get in there and he's going to tell those corporations, I don't need your money. I got my own money.
Yeah. But he's
making so much
money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
I just want to know, with inflation the way it is, gas prices what they are, how much more money do they think we have to give them? We're out of money.
We are.
You can't. The rent goes up. We're all homeless.
How much do you think you spend when you leave your house in Los Angeles?
In LA?
Yeah.
Am I going to eat food?
And let's say you have food in the house. Literally, you're running out to go meet somebody to like give them a piece of paper. How much money do you think you spend just doing that?
Well, it's going to take you 45 minutes to get there because it's LA. So that is at least 2 gallons of gas.
There you go.
That's $10. Probably going to grab yourself a drink when you're out. Coffee, which is $7 now. This coffee right here was $7 downstairs.
See?
I'd say $25 every time you leave the house.
All right.
But if you're going to eat food or have a drink, it's $100.
There you go.
Every time you leave the house.
That's what I was telling somebody. I was like, for me, by myself, if I'm a single man, it's $100 when I leave the house. You add a girlfriend, a significant other, you're going up to $200
every time.
Every time. That's Monday through Sunday. You leave the house. That's what happens. That's it. And then if you're a comic, you're spending money to get to places, paying for parking. You're going to get a drink because you want to give money to the establishment or whatever. You're paying to get your t-shirts done or cards, stickers, whatever.
Yeah,
podcast. You get what I'm saying?
It's extremely expensive to be a comedian.
And then that's just to like make your business run. That's not rent. That's not car insurance. That's not your cell phone, your internet. It's insane.
Yeah.
And now gas is almost $5.
Yeah, I paid $5.75 the other day.
That's where?
At the beach.
Really? What beach did you go to?
I live at Playa del Rey.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I was driving to Malibu.
Okay.
So I was like, it's only going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it down here.
I live in Culver. The gas station down the street from me is $4.75 right now.
I live on Culver Boulevard.
Do you really? Oh, so you're close to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have done this at the beach.
Yeah, we should have.
What are we doing here? This is ridiculous. To drive all the way up to this undisclosed location. I used to give the address out to my old studio all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Just fucking dox myself.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like anybody would show up.
I mean, until they do.
Yeah, well, if they do now, it's a plumbing facility, so they can go to that plumber's office all they want. Okay, I'm starting to get into simulation theory. I don't want to make this whole thing about conspiracies and all that shit, but I feel like we'll just get it out of the way at the top.
Yeah.
When you talk about disinformation, I feel like 2 things. I watched The Matrix and it made sense. And I know that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But like, we're all hooked up into this thing and some of us get out. But like, if it is a simulation, let's assume that it's a simulation.
Okay.
For this point.
Okay.
In my simulation, I'm the main character.
Right. As is everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
But am I on a 1980 to 2035 loop? Like, was there actual history, or is that something they programmed into my simulation? Does that make sense?
It does.
Like, can I go back and hit reset and be like, oh, I want to be Napoleon next time, and it's the 1700s, and I'm on that loop? Like, it's like cartridges that you're putting into a game.
Right. I think when I think about simulations, what's the mainframe's objective, right? Like, if we're in a simulation and I also think I'm the main character, what is my greater purpose in the simulation? Right?
What's the mission?
Right. Like, the jobs I take to pay my bills aren't funneling money into major establishments, right? Mm-hmm. Getting paid great money, you would think, but then, you know, I'm in a different tax bracket. Like, I see how that, but overall, my overall existence, what am I doing to funnel? You get what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's the secondary point is, if you change, like, if you do you have control of your simulation? Like, when you're lucid dreaming, and you go, oh, yeah, I'm dreaming, I can fly, and you fly.
Yeah.
Right? Can you mentally manipulate your situation just by believing new things in this simulation? Have you tried?
Yes, and the only reason I'm saying that is because, like, I went through a period in my life where I was miserable, and the people in my circle and around me were, I want to say, contributing to that negative connotation and thought. Mm-hmm. And then I woke up and I was like, I want to do things differently. And then I started getting into this rhythm where, like, if something bad happened, something great replaced it right after. Mm-hmm. And then after I started believing that hard believing that, then everything started to happen in a sequential manner. Mm-hmm. So if this bad thing happened, 3 good things happen, and it all happened in a way that's like, well, you're going to have to make a choice on which one you want. And based on the choice you make is going to set you up on the path that you want to go.
Right.
They're all going to lead to that path, but which way are you going to go?
It's like a choose your own adventure video game. It's like A, B, or C, and you got to go dink, and you go that way, and then sometimes it works out.
Exactly. So as far as the simulation goes, like, that part, I feel like if it is, I've somehow tricked the neurological system into, like, oh, I'm going to use this whole thing to my favor. Right. And it's worked out.
I think some people call that playing the game on hard mode. Mm-hmm. Like, you see guys that are addicted to drugs, and they're living on the streets. Mm-hmm. They're playing in hard mode.
Right.
And then you can play it on easy mode.
Yeah.
You can find wealth, and well, I hope we can find wealth. I've been looking for this wealth.
Anymore? Yeah. Does that button exist anymore?
Is there wealth?
Yeah.
I'll have the wealth, please. Like, you can just order it from a restaurant. Oh. That is the thing, though. If we achieve what we hope to achieve as comedians, the fruits of the 20 years of not being able to pay our rent are owning 7 houses in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
You go from literally no money to $100,000 a weekend or a night.
Yes. And I think that's what gets lost, like, specifically on family and friends, is it is so hard. It is, to do this is hard, to break in is hard, but it's like, when you do, that payoff is
nuts.
It can't be quantified. Your life is completely, and when I say payoff, it's not like pay off and now you keep working as hard. You should, and you do, because you want to keep it going, but you honestly could do a couple of specials, do 1 tour, and you're fine for the rest of your life.
See you later.
That's it. You could literally just do that. And it's, people don't understand, that is kind of your retirement plan. Like, that's
all you got.
That's all you're setting up.
Yeah, make it or break it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So when friends and family ask me, like, why, like, are you tired yet? And it's like, no, because I'm going to be able to go sit on a beach one day and just be like, I did this because I ran my mouth.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I talked shit all the way to the Bahamas. Yeah. Okay. You got, let's say you're 5 years into being an arena comic. Where you disappear into? Or what's your first big purchase? Let's say you got $1 million on a deal tomorrow, tax free, after taxes. You get $1 million in a suitcase tomorrow. What are you buying?
Buying a weed farm, and I'm buying a laundromat.
Is it a personal use weed farm, or are you selling the weed?
I'm selling it.
Okay.
Buying a weed farm, buying a laundromat to launder whatever money I have left over from this weed farm. No, I'm not supposed to say that, but That's going to be a lot.
That's the only reason why you buy a laundromat.
Exactly.
To literally launder money.
Then after that, I'm buying a couple of apartments, renting those out. I'll stay in one for a little bit. Then after all those are either paid off or half paid off, I'll use that equity to buy a house.
So none of that's happening in LA?
No.
Okay.
No. Mind you, buying a weed farm in Bakersfield, selling in LA, possible.
Yeah.
Possible.
That's more like buying a warehouse that you grow inside.
Yeah. I would definitely, those apartments I would buy, in Baltimore or buy in another city.
Of course.
You're right. Because the tax on that here would be insane.
And the cost of the apartments would be billions of dollars for a four or 5 unit.
But then I could then take that money and buy a house here or something like that. Mm-hmm. As far as disappearing, Italy, Brazil, Trinidad.
Okay.
That's it.
Italy, Brazil, Trinidad. Where's Trinidad?
Trinidad and Tobago. That's on the same island or same island train as
the Caribbean.
As the Caribbean.
Yeah. Have you been there?
No, not yet. So my mom is from Trinidad. I'm in the middle of getting my dual citizenship.
Okay.
So
that seems like a great place to go then.
Yeah. In case shit hits the fan.
I mean, you could be a national treasure in Trinidad in a couple of weeks. I mean, you walk the whole island in a couple of days.
I mean,
you can meet everybody personally by going door to door.
Yeah.
You know what you should do is just start telling people Trinidad's biggest comic.
That's funny. That is actually funny.
You know when people self-title themselves?
Yeah.
It's like Prince was like the greatest entertainer in the world, or Michael Jackson's the king of pop, or like whatever.
Yeah.
You just give yourself a title.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm the biggest comedian in Trinidad.
That's funny. I should do that.
Yeah.
I would have to learn the accent, but I should do it.
Oh, no.
Don't do the accent?
No, you lost it in the accident. Yeah. Well, the first time you play in Trinidad, I hope to go and see it.
Yeah, that would be cool. It's so funny. I have friends that do like overseas comedy, and I'm always interested, like, do they get it? Like, do they get the humor?
Well, it's usually like the expats of that city, like the U.S. former U.S. citizens from. Like, if I had to go to France right now, like, no, I wouldn't want to perform in front of French-speaking people.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like
the French are assholes. I hate French. I'm racist against French people.
But their humor's different. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, I don't know if that's true, and maybe that's why I need to travel to figure that out. But I feel like every city has different humor. So why wouldn't other countries be different? Find different funny things. I don't know.
Yeah, I think one way to make your English comedy funnier is to put it in a translator into another language and then translate it back, because it moves the words around.
It does.
Like French people, all right, I'll go with Spanish because I can't do French at all. But the modifier is always different.
Yes.
So like it's the gender specific thing is at the end. Mm-hmm. And they talk like Yoda, basically. If Spanish was directly translated
to English, yes.
So
that's actually brilliant that you said that. But yes,
I just had that idea right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take all my jokes, put them in Google Translate to probably Mandarin.
Yeah.
And then bring them back to English, direct translation, and then just start saying it like that. There's all those like Ismo and there's those guys that are like English is their second language, and they're like, "Why do you talk like this?" And they point it out. And it's like, what a golden goose you got.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are you gonna live in LA? Where's your dream house at? What neighborhood?
Oh fuck.
I'm going coastal. I definitely want to get to Malibu one day. Maybe Ventura and have a farm.
Malibu is very nice, and I love, like, when I go to the beach, I go to Malibu. My thing is, it's very inconvenient.
Oh yeah, but if you live there,
sure. But it's like when I want to go to the grocery store, I got to go 2 hours. I don't want to do that shit.
You don't have to go anywhere.
Have somebody come to me.
Yeah, your food just shows. The chef goes and gets
it. But it's like it's late at night. I've driven those canyon hills just like because I was tired or bored. Late at night, and it's like, you're dying.
They'll never find you.
Yeah, you're done. So it's just inconvenient. And I feel like, I don't know, if I had to think of
the first thing I'm doing when I get money is getting a driver.
Really?
I don't want to drive.
You don't want to drive?
No.
I love driving.
I don't like driving. You can be my driver. I got a job waiting for you in an undetermined amount of time.
I love driving in LA because, especially if I'm like on my way to a show, I'm seeing so many different people seeing people in their car. I'm having experiences. And it just adds to like my mood. Like if I'm annoyed when I show up, then when I get on stage, I'm annoyed with the audience.
Right.
And it adds to it.
Well, if your act lends itself to aggression or frustration.
Yeah.
Frustration is always funnier than aggression.
Yeah.
Then it works.
Yeah.
But if like I need to be zenned out when I show up.
Really?
I need to be like, I am funny. Like I can't be angry. I can't be angry.
Interesting. I do rooms like it's my Super Bowl. That's how I get prepared for stand up. I have music on. Mm-hmm. It's getting me pumped up. My whole attitude when I get on stage is like, you're lucky I'm here.
Oh shit.
That's how I perform.
Right.
I don't give them the please like me. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't want to be here. You're lucky I'm here. And while I'm here, let me give you a little bit of information. That shift makes them be a better, what has happened for me, makes them want to be a better audience. Like they're like, well, I want to pay attention to this. Like I don't want to piss this guy off. I rarely get heckled. I rarely get anybody that interjects because I'm speaking from an authoritative figure. Mm-hmm. And now I'm up on stage. I'm higher. I'm looking down. I'm letting them know I'm with them. Like I'm human. But in this moment in time, this is my time. You can't do this. You paid to come see me do this. Shut up.
Yeah.
So that is how my jokes all play off. Mm-hmm. And I call some of the jokes like rock star jokes where it's like I'm able to laugh with them. I'm making fun of something that they're going through. I did a joke last night where, they tell you don't judge a book by its cover. But no one in this room has ever been surprised by the person making their pizza.
Okay.
And the crowd was like, fuck. And So you should technically be judging a book by its cover.
That's why there's covers on books.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just things like that. It's just, I feel like performing that way, one, takes the anxiety away from it for me. Because I'm not worried. I'm not worried about someone liking me. It's, the people that are going to like me are going to like me. The laughs are going to happen, and that's it. Mm-hmm. They're either not or they are, and I can't do anything about that because the material I have is the material I showed up with.
Right.
I'm not all of a sudden going to come up with like material that these people
like.
Let
me rewrite this shit for you people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you always been that way, or did you just decide to be that way one day?
When I started, there was his name's T. Brad Hudson.
Oh, T. Brad.
Fucking gave me the worst advice. I had a lot of energy. I came from like the school of like Kevin Hart and
jumping around
and just being very energetic. Jim Carrey, and he was like, "You have too much energy on stage. Like that's weird." And I remember the shift I had when I started going to New York. So what I was doing is getting on the bus on Tuesdays and Thursdays and going to New York. So I'd leave work at like 3, get on the bus at 3:30, get to New York by 6, and then I was there doing mics.
2.5 hours on the bus.
Mm-hmm. And then I was doing mics, and comics were like realizing like, we only see you these 2 times during the week. Where are you? I'm like, I live in Baltimore. I just come up here because there's really nothing there.
Right, there's better mics up here. Yeah.
So they started putting me on shows. Mm-hmm. Those shows led to me getting into the DC Improv. Once I started getting a regular of doing New York Tuesdays and Thursdays, then it was DC Monday and Wednesdays, and then Friday, if there was anything in Baltimore, I'd do it, or I'd just go down to DC. Mm-hmm. So there was a shift because I was noticing in New York that those comics were, one, they were wordsmiths, and 2, their attitude was, I fucking hate this city. I hate the trash in the street. I hate the rats. I hate the trains. I hate all of it, but I love it. And I love being here.
Yeah.
My thing is I couldn't be that. I don't live in New York.
Right.
I'm here. I'm just a visitor. Yeah, sure. I'm here every week, but I'm still just a visitor. But that energy that they had, that moxie, that fucking, I'm a lion in a cage and I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say. You're either going to like it or you're going to not. That whole New York, go fuck yourself attitude, I found worked. And then I started looking at New York comics, just comics that like Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah.
Patrice was just big on, I'm going to say the thing. Mm-hmm. And I don't care how you feel.
Now it's your problem.
Now it's your problem because I've created such an argument that you can't get out of it. And now it's going to fall on you. When I started to notice like that's how I felt as a human, just as a person going around day to day, I was like, why am I changing myself to get on stage to get people to like me?
Yeah.
Where on my day I don't care. I don't care who likes me. The people who love me are pouring energy into me. Those are the people I care about. Those are the people that are making me whole. Not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. So why don't I have that same energy in stand-up?
Yeah, that resonates so hard because I give absolutely no fucks.
See?
All day long. And that's how I got to where I got to in my career, because I could speak to people very bluntly. And so in my career, I'm not even going to get into it. Yeah. But I moved up quick. Yeah. Because I'd be like, you need to do your job. Yeah. You're not doing your job. You need to do it right now. And man, I never thought about that because I'll switch right before I go on stage. And I'm like, hey, everybody. And I get in a radio guy voice. Yeah. I'm like, I want you to like me. Why do I give a shit?
Right. Yeah. It's because it's like someone said, and every comic hears this, your job is to build your audience.
Exactly.
Right? So if you're trying to be liked by everybody, you're not really being yourself. You're not really finding out who you are on stage.
Yeah.
So I remember it was my first show at the DC Improv. They call it an open mic, but it's really like a booked showcase where they can like evaluate talent. And I was sitting in the green room on the floor with my notes sprawled out. It's a really big deal. Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle, everybody came from that improv. So it's like they tell you, don't come up here and fuck up.
Right.
I was from Baltimore. At the time, there weren't comics coming from Baltimore to perform on that stage. So in my mind, I was like, this is my one shot. And I remember like comics coming in and like the comic haze, like, who are you? No one knows who you are. Just letting you know, a lot of important people touch the stage. Don't fuck it up.
Right.
And I had gum in my mouth. And I remember that feeling of almost like being bullied. And I remember like the first time I was bullied was the last time I was bullied.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got to spit out my gum. And I was like, no, fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck this crowd. Fuck these comics.
Right.
I'm going to go do my set and then I'm going to go home.
Right. I'm not here to hang out. I'm not here to be your friend.
Exactly. And I fucking crushed. That was the first time that I had that train of thought of like, I don't care what you guys think. And I just annihilated. Guy comes out of the crowd and he says, you had gum in your mouth. And when we started to clap for you, you told us to stop because you didn't have time to do all that. You just want to do. He was like, that made me want to be a better audience member for you. He's like, I don't know if you noticed that, but like literally everybody sat up straight and was just locked into what you had to say. And at that, I never stopped doing it ever since.
Man.
That's it.
That's great.
So that's my advice to any comic out there.
Yeah.
Stop trying to get them to like you and start liking yourself.
Yeah. I want I used to. I don't know if I still do this anymore. I haven't been on stage in 2 weeks. But if I'm performing in LA, I so desperately want the comics in the back of the room to think I'm funny.
Interesting.
I don't give a fuck about anybody in the room.
Yeah.
But I start getting nervous because my shit works on the road. I know it works on the road. It only works in front of my headliner's audience. Yeah. It's all tied into his shit. His stories from Hollywood and working with celebrities and embarrassing myself. Nobody wants to hear that shit in LA. Yeah. They're like, well, I haven't made it yet, so you talk to this. Who cares about The Rock?
Yeah.
So I'm working on an LA set, but I also don't give a fuck about going up in LA. Yeah. And when earlier, I think you said something about building your audience. And I think I disagree about building it. I think you have to find it.
Okay.
Because you're also finding your voice. And when you find your voice, then you find your audience.
Right.
They're already there. It's not like you're being born now. You got to wait 25 years
for them to grow
up.
Yeah.
But you're building it in a way that's like you find someone, they see you one time, and then you come back, and then they see you again. And oh, he's funny. He's still funny.
Yeah.
And that's when they come back because you can sell a ticket once.
Yeah.
That's not the deal.
It's can you keep doing it?
Yeah, you want to sell them a ticket every year.
Yeah.
Come back to their town every year.
Exactly. So. Yep.
Well, this is definitely going into season 3.
Good.
This is for the Kill Tony fans at home. Speaking of Kill Tony.
Man.
Are you tired of talking about it?
No, I it's very funny because like All right, so I did this show, I think in I think it was San Diego. Had a great set. Guy like really loved me. And that's something I have to teach myself is like when people, you may not have the set you want to have, but when they see it and they love it, you have to let them have that experience. You have to let them, you were so funny. I really enjoyed you. Thank you. You have to give that to them.
Yeah.
This guy goes, you were so funny. I hope to see you on Kill Tony someday. And I was like, but respectfully.
Because he didn't know what that meant, right?
No, okay. He has no idea. No one does.
Right.
It's a rocket ship for somebody that can do a minute. Like it's.
But did he mean he wants to see you as a contestant or he wants to see you on the panel?
Contestant. Because in their minds, it's like when you get on that show, you've made it. You're funny. If people around the world in America can see you do that in 1 minute, your life is going to change. And it's not what Kill Tony is meant for.
But that's what it is now.
It is what it is now.
Yeah.
But when it was here, when I was on it, it was, if you're good at comedy, get the fuck off stage. We're making our bread on like bad comedy. And like, why are you doing this? We're trying to get them.
Yeah, but you did it with the hottest chip in the world in your mouth.
Yes. And that
I didn't even know you ate it.
Yeah.
Because you performed perfectly.
I appreciate that. But
I was like, I had to rewind it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, the fluff at the beginning. I skipped forward a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you're just doing jokes.
Yeah.
You're crushing.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah's got his mouth open.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is Jeremiah? And he's like, he just did that after he ate the hottest chip.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and I rewound it and saw you eat the chip.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. So that moment, here's what was happening. I needed a pop. I had been going to Kill Tony. I've been going to the mics. I've been getting on Potluck. I needed a moment, like the one moment where they're like, this guy. And that challenge came up and everybody was like, I want to get up there and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, all right, well, you got to eat this chip. And everybody sat down. And I was like, I'll fucking do it. And Jeremiah, great story about Jeremiah. When I moved to LA, there was a mic that was in like a coffee shop. I was the only black person in this coffee shop. And for some reason that day, everyone decided they were going to do their most racist joke.
Okay.
It's very random.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah flipped the fuck out. He spent his 5 minutes that he paid for cussing everybody out at that mic.
Oh, wow. He doesn't cuss.
And he doesn't.
Yeah.
And he was so mad because he was like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. I don't like, you guys never do this. This guy's new here. This doesn't make any sense. Fuck you. And he brought me up. He was like, I'm going to bring him up. You do your time. That's how I met Jerry. Like,
wow.
That's the relationship I started with Jeremiah.
Yeah.
So when that moment happened and he saw me raise my hand, it was that. It was like everything
locked in, laser
locked
eyes.
in. He was like, oh, when was the last time you were up? Get up here.
Yeah. You can even hear the audio of him going, when is the last time you came up here? And you're like, I haven't been up here in a while.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah, I'm going to eat this chip, but Jeremiah's throwing me a fucking rocket right now. And it's like, you can't not be good. Like this has to be the craziest 2 minutes these people have ever seen.
Yeah. Just blocking out the pain.
Yes. It was that. It was also Eric Griffin's on stage.
Yeah.
I had just finished the show I'm Dying Up Here. So that was my first time like seeing Eric Griffin after the show had ended.
Finished watching it.
Yeah. I was like a fan of the show.
Yeah, and there he is. Wow.
So like this was all, people don't realize that, but that's like you're out here on these stages with these celebrities. They no longer are like celebrities to you. They're your coworkers. But that was still my first moment of like experiencing that. So I just locked in and I was like, I have to.
Yeah.
And now when I see Eric Griffin, he nods at me, he acknowledges me. Nothing happens, but it's the approval of like, I saw you do some crazy shit and I know you really want it. And Jeremiah is just like, yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
So
has he put you on stand up on the spot?
No, he hasn't. And that's fine. Like I said, that moment was enough because that moment, it went viral. It allowed me to go home and sell out a theater back home.
Wow.
I wasn't ready.
No.
I for sure was not ready. I think I did like 20 minutes, but
Did you take all your friends with you?
Yeah, I took my friends, the friends that I started in Baltimore with. I had them come do time, so there was like 3 comics.
Oh, that's great.
But that moment was enough for me to go back home and say like, I did this cool thing. And then when I came back, I went up to Tony and I shook his hand and I was like, listen, I'm just gonna tell you thank you because I wouldn't have been able to do that. That's it. I don't need anything else out of this. Of course, I did like the Death Squad show with Red Band and all that, but it was just like, I just needed a moment. I just needed a pop, and that was the opportunity. And it's not what it is now. Like,
right? Can you imagine
if I did that now? Oh, yeah, sure.
At the arena shows?
Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy,
bro.
But
be a national headliner.
Yeah. But it's cool to see when they come back that they still acknowledge me. You know, so it lets me know that like, oh, I do deserve to be here.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, what they have a name for the reoccurring people, right? The golden ticket people, or
I think so now. Before it was just like
when you get like a pass at the Kill Tony. There's like I don't know. It's
that's new.
I don't watch the show.
Neither do I.
I don't like making fun of people not doing well at comedy.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I last night my friend came with me. Her name's Nicole. She's just a normal person.
A civilian. Yeah.
And, you know, she's seeing me go up to the Improv and like, hey, I'm the feature for tonight. And they let me in and she's just walking behind me and she's like, they're just going to let me in here. I was like, yeah, you're with me. It felt cool to show somebody that side.
Yeah.
So she's sitting in the green room with all of us comics.
Very small green room.
Very small green room. We're eating food and we're talking or whatever. And she's like, it's crazy to me. You stuffed a French fry in your mouth and then you went on stage and did 20 minutes of comedy. She's like, it's not the fact that like you're just doing stand up. It's the fact that like there are no nerves. You were just talking to your friends. You stopped, you turned around and you got on stage. She was like, if I got to get in front of people, I have to like mentally prepare myself. I'm freaking out. And she's like, then you go up there and you're making them laugh. You're saying horrendous things and they're laughing. And then you don't laugh yourself. You like are being a character. And she's like, I don't know you like that. I know you talking to me normal, telling me a couple jokes here and there, but I don't know you like that. And then you get off stage and you go in the green room and you go eat another fry. Right. And she's like, I can't.
It's not for everybody.
It's like, not.
If you're not a comic, you don't get it.
You don't. And she's like, I am just fascinated with that. She's like, that's just impressive. She's like, if you never become a thing, that thing that I watched you do is the greatest thing I've ever seen in the entire world. Yeah. So and that brings me back to the point of like, when you get off stage and you don't have the set you have, let them have that moment. Because they fucking had a shitty week of work. They're barely making enough. And they're like, I'm gonna go pay the $30 to come sit in here and listen to this person I've never met before. Yeah. And then you light up their night for that moment. Give them that moment.
Yeah. I mean, the world's never been shittier, right?
Right.
So that's why comedy's never been bigger.
Exactly.
And people will pay whatever. Make me fucking feel something.
Exactly.
But I totally agree. And for years when I was just a photographer, I mean, I was shooting hundreds and hundreds of shows just to introduce myself, get in the scene, know who's who, just be able to walk into any club. Oh, you're the photographer. You come in. Yeah. And I would be in green rooms and like I'd see somebody come off stage and be like, oh man, I just ate shit. And I was like, nope, I was in the back. I was like, it was hard to shoot because I was laughing. Yeah. And other people were laughing. Yeah. But you know, during Pandy, which was the majority of when I started shooting, did all those outside weed shows. Yeah. So you get 2 tickets and a bucket of weed for free. And after the third comic, no one's laughing out loud. They're laughing with their shoulder.
It's tough. Yeah.
So people get off stage and they're like, what's wrong with them? Good luck. And I'm like, dude, they're dying on the inside.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was tough because I wanted to give them advice. I wanted to be like, well, here's what you got to do. And I'm like, amateur comedian, professional photographer. Yeah. But I'm like, sit down, kid. Let me tell you a little something about how to handle a crowd like this. Yeah. So cocky. I told Craig Conant after a show at Jam in the Van before they moved. I was like, dude, you should, they're leaving. You should be out there like taking pictures and like signing stuff. He was like, this is just a workout set. Yeah. And at the time, like, that's what I would say now. But at the time, I was like, every fan counts. Yeah. You got to get out there. Because Joe Coy always beat that into my head. Yeah. He had the cards, and he would be outside the Improv every night. He's like, hey, I'm Joe. Just, follow me. Get on my mailing list. And I don't think people have that same hustle anymore because we have the internet.
Yep. Yeah. People will find you when they want to find you. I still feel like last night we didn't do the meet and greet. That was the first time we haven't done it. And I felt like I couldn't do it because I'm not the headliner, right? Yeah. But I wanted him to do it. I was like, yo,
you can still go stand in the lobby.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've done it a ton of times.
All right. I think I'll do that next time because part of me is like, there's the spectacle of like, I just bared my soul to you, and I know I don't want you to like me, but I want to acknowledge that you came. I want to acknowledge that you paid, and like if you have questions or you want to take pictures, I want to give you that space.
Yes. There are people who get off on finding you before you get on TV.
Yeah.
There's people who go to comedy shows for the openers.
Right.
Just like people go to music festivals to find new music artists.
Exactly.
And those are my favorite people.
Yeah.
And when you can see it go, they're looking at you like they know something about your future. And I'm like, oh man, if I could just see what you're seeing right now. Oh shit, we got to get you out of here.
Oh shit, I just realized what time it is.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
This was fun.
It was a lot of
Thank you for
fun.
coming.
No, of course.
Let's definitely pursue that other thing we talked about before we started rolling.
Yeah.
I just like leaving a little
just a little
something you don't get to have. Just me and Rob just doing our thing.
Yeah.
I got to do an intro real quick.
Okay.
But thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me.
It's the Rob Smallwood on all Instagrams. On all Instagrams.
On all Instagrams.
On both Instagrams. Yeah. Are you active on X or Twitter or?
I'm on Twitter, but it's not like I'm not great over there. It's more my content that's on. You
just on Black Twitter discussing tail stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the Instagram that we're trying to build right now. So yeah.
Okay.
The Rob Smallwood.
Any TikToks?
I have the TikTok. I think it's comedian Rob Smallwood. You can really just look up Rob Smallwood. I'm gonna pop up. It's a very unique name.
Your website is the first thing that comes up when you Google your name.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I should put my dates up there.
You have a tours tab?
I do.
That I didn't click on?
Yeah, but I haven't updated any of it, and it's all on my Instagram, because that's where people have been following.
That is where people go.
Yeah.
But we got to get your Facebook built up.
Yeah.
That's where people buy tickets.
I'm seeing that. Yeah.
I'm your manager now.
That would be great. Honestly, that's where I'm at right now. I need management. I need somebody to be like.
I'm completely unqualified, but I'm definitely considering starting a management company.
You should.
Because 20% of nothing is better than nothing. Rob, thanks for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time, everybody.
This show's a piece of shit.